Finding Dory takes place a year later after they find Nemo. Hey guys, welcome to His or Hers. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Jesse.
And we just got back from watching Dory. It's about midnight. It was opening night. I guess we're going to review the movie and talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. There's some things that we don't agree on, as always, but what else is new? So let's get started.
So Finding Dory takes place a year after the event that occurred in Finding Nemo.
And then it continues on to her wanting to obviously find her family. So her, Nemo, and his dad, I cannot remember his name, they go on an adventure to find her parents. They have to go through all these obstacles. And as she has short-term memory loss, it's very hard for her to recall things or remember things.
Oh my. So as many of you could have guessed from the title, Finding Dory, that's exactly what the movie is. They're finding Dory. That's it. Don't go watch the movie.
They don't find Dory.
That's what it's misleading.
It should be called Finding Dory's Parents. Oh, I guess they do find her.
Yeah.
In parts.
But it's much more complex than that. Dun dun dun. So going into this movie, I actually thought we were going to have many disagreements on, what we liked, what we didn't like. But but this film was, pretty solid. We actually have come to somewhat of a consensus here.
Yeah, there's still a couple things though.
Of
course.
And we're going to discuss those.
No spoilers.
So this is a non-spoiler review. No spoilers. To begin with, the stuff that we both liked and that we both agree on were good. The animation was spectacular. It was great. It was top-notch. Good job, Pixar. Would you expect anything less from them? I think not.
Also, I think just being able for the movie, even though it's a sequel, to stand on its own the way it did.
The movie introduces a new cast, new supporting characters, and
they can definitely hold their own.
And they're great. Just like in the first movie, Dory was a great supporting character, and in this movie,
it's almost as like the roles have flipped.
In this role now she is the main character, and the supporting characters that are introduced are great.
I know this has nothing to do with the movie, but the short story that was in front of it was awesome. It warmed my fuzzies. They're here.
Quickly touching upon the things that we disagree on about the movie. They're really small things. You can call it nitpicking because the movie was so good. Keep moving.
I thought he was a star guest.
He's not.
So things we disagree on. 1, I think this movie is way better and much more entertaining than Finding Nemo. This movie was so much more exciting. I feel like maybe it was a suspense that's been building, I think, for 3 or 2 years. 2 or 3 years, that sounds weird the other way you say it. I was sitting there the whole time and I was like...
The movie was definitely fun. It was definitely interesting. I haven't watched the first movie in a while, and I probably should have done so before checking this movie out. But I really do believe that the first movie was a little bit better.
No.
It might just be nostalgia. I don't know.
It was so... the first movie was stressful. 1, because he lost his child. That's stressful. The other way around, trying to find your parents, one isn't stressful, so it takes the stress off, and it's fun, and it's fast, especially with Dory being the lead character. You're like, dude, I love her, she's amazing, she forgets everything, it's awesome.
Unfortunately, I don't have a strong argument for to combat her.
This whole movie, my heart was racing, and I thought I was on a roller coaster I didn't know I wanted to be on.
We should get off then.
I loved it though. I
like both movies, but I feel that I enjoyed the first one more. Why? I don't know. Both stories were solid. Both stories were good. But I still prefer the first one for whatever reason. The only real problem that I had with this film was towards the end. There's a particular scene where it really everything's fast paced, and before that, and but then it gets to this point and it significantly slows down. And I get why the film decides to slow that scene down, but it kind of took me out of the movie. And then once I realized where they were going with this, it was kind of a little too late for me to, be able to jump right back into it. And that's the only real problem that I had with this. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it.
I disagree with him. I don't know if he fell asleep during the movie or what was going on because he was laughing so much. Dude, he was over here giggling like a little girl.
Yeah, the movie was
the whole time.
The movie was hilarious.
His chair kept squeaking because he kept moving.
I sat on a squeaky chair, and every time I moved, it kept squeaking, and people kept looking at me. I'll never make that mistake again.
But I don't really know what he's talking about because that scene in the movie is, the point of the movie. Like, how are you gonna take that out and then have the movie? That makes no sense.
I'm not saying take.
No.
I'm not saying take. I am not saying take that scene out.
Just trying to hush.
I think it was slowed down for a little too long. I think they could have sped it up where I would have had enough time, to catch myself getting out of the scene.
This is the paddling dog, not Carrie. It's one of those scenes where I was on the verge of almost crying.
But then again, she cries about everything.
No, seriously, this scene, I think it's the perfect length. I think the tempo and the speed of it is just what it needs.
So overall, back up. The movie was great. The movie was fun. It was funny. I was a little concerned whether or not this movie would be good. It far exceeded my expectations, and I'm actually really happy with this film. I think everybody should go and watch it, and definitely take your kid. I give this film a solid 8.
I give Finding Dory a 9.5. The length, the speed, the previews that came before, the short story, the characters, the comedy, all that stuff. Dude, it was amazing. The only reason why we need Finding Nemo is to set up for this movie. That's the sole purpose of Finding Nemo. Rocky, lean back if you think I'm right.
So I gave the film an 8. Kaylee gave
9.5
for an overall average of 8.75 for this film. We might do a spoiler review on this.
This movie is so good that you almost you get out and you just want to talk about it.
The movie was great.
So whose opinion do you agree with? His
or hers? Whatever you guys think, comment below, let us know.
And if you like what you saw and you want to keep seeing more stuff like you saw, don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that like button.
Oh yeah. And if you don't like this video, don't do a damn thing. Just view it. I really don't care.
Thanks for the view.
Thank you.